for change of scenery, road and terrain. While talking about change, I'm here to review Maruti Suzuki's all-new XL6. All new? Let's find out. Well, on the face of it, the MVP does look more aggressive and has a bolder stance for sure. The major changes are right here on the face of the grille. You've got some chrome here and the skid plating at the front, back and on both the sides. So that is pretty nice. You've got LED DRL headlamps, fog lamps. There's not enough change right here. When you look at the MVP from the side, it does have some really strong shoulder lines flowing all across. You see the skid plating on the side, you've got chrome handlebars, you've got roof rails and shark fin antenna, electric ORVMs, and the chassis sits on a 16-inch dual-tone machine finish alloy wheels. Although I do think, they have upgraded it, but I do think it could have gone up to 17-inch. This is a big MVP, right? So 17-inch tires would have been better. Changes here at the smoke grey LED tail lamps, and you see some chrome right in the middle of the rear. You've got Suzuki badging here, XL6, smart hybrid, skid plate like I mentioned. I do sort of like the structure of the rear and the roof rails here, which gives it a little aggressive stance than before. So from the rear, I would say it looks better than before. Okay, let's look at the boot space. It has 209 liters of boot space. That is when all three rows are up. Although you can pull them down, it goes all the way. So you can make more boot space, but I think it's going to be comfortable like that. There's some space under here as well. It's decent, not that much. 209 is doable. All right, let's go and see the interiors of the car. The interiors of the car are premium than before for sure. It's got this all leather black theme running across. The seats are perforated and ventilated, so it doesn't matter hot or cold, you're going to be comfortable at all temperatures. The upholstery is really nice and premium. You've got very comfortable and perforated seat. I can see black and white lining running throughout the upholstery here. You've got stone finish dashboard and some soft touches on the steering wheel, armrest. However, there is so much hard plastic on the dashboard, glove box compartment, door panels. So it could have been more premium if had there been some soft touches here, because this is the premium product that Maruti is producing under the umbrella of Nexa. So I really wanted and I was excited about a super premium luxury experience, but little disappointed. Although this is a spacious car, there is some space on the door. You can keep 1 liter bottle on the door panels, armrest, little space for your key, 2 cup holders. You can keep your phone on the phone tray here as well, and you've got this whole long dashboard finish here. You've got automatic AC control, you've got AC vent here. Alright, so the steering wheel is pretty nice to hold too, and you can obviously adjust it up and down and for the reach as well. So that is nice. And you obviously have cruise control, voice commands. Now the major upgrade is in the tech, so let's find out about the tech. So this has a 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system with Bluetooth connectivity. You can obviously connect your phone with Android and Apple CarPlay. You've got a voice assist as well. Also, this has Alexa inbuilt, and you can see your phone calls, everything is connected. And the 7-inch digital instrumental cluster right in front of me. This is much nicer than before. It's analog. I can see all the basic information, my average, my range, fuel economy, revs, how much fuel there is, and of course the RPMs and speed. I can also see the temperature right here. So that is pretty nice. Trip navigator. I like the console here. We've got AC vents here. It's got 4 speakers and 2 tweeters. Speakers are on the door panel. And you've got some space to keep your specs here, basic lighting. Although this is premium, so I was expecting much more tech, but since this is Maruti, so you have everything that you need, nothing extra, nothing short. Also, you've got 12V power point here, 1 USB charger here. I was expecting more of C-type charger, but it's okay. I'll make do with the comfort of this car. Alright, so let's look at the second row. Now the second row is pretty comfortable. I've got these captain seats here, armrest, some space here on the door as well, 4 vents here on the top, AC vents, 12V charging point. Although I don't see USB or C-type, it's pretty disappointing because this is 2022. I need a lot of tech in my car, but I'll make do with it. It's comfortable for sure. I have enough leg room, I have enough headroom. I've got detachable headrest. There is enough room to go to the third row. I can obviously adjust my seats, recline them, so it's pretty comfortable. So for the executives, this is the place to be. But I want to check out the third row as well because this can be a family car for sure. So let's check out the space there. So third seat is comfortable. I'm 5'7" for your reference and I'm fitting just about right in the third row. I have enough headroom, that is comfortable. I have seat belts here, 2 seat belts here. I think this is a good space for 2 people and maybe 3 kids, but not for 3 adults for sure. I've got some armrest. You can use it as armrest here, cup holders on either sides. 12V charger on my left and detachable headrest for 2 people. So if you're taking kids in the back seat, it's fine. But adults, I'm not sure if more than 2 people can sit here, but you can obviously make more boot space by putting them down. So good spacious car, not as premium as I thought though, but I am excited to drive this car because that is where you actually get to know the capabilities of the car. So let's go do that. The new XL6 is much more safer than before for sure. It's got quad airbags, dual front plus dual front seat side. It's got 360 view camera, tire pressure monitoring, reverse parking system, ABS with EBD, brake assist ESP with hill hold control, which is very important. Okay, now as safety, what is really important for me is the platform that the car is built on. So this is built on Suzuki's renowned Heartact platform with extensive usage of high tensile steel for effective absorption and dispersion of crash energy. So that is pretty nice. We'll be safer on roads. The real upgrade is at the heart of this car. It comes with next generation K-Series 1.5 litre dual jet dual VVT engine with progressive smart hybrid technology that delivers a refined driving experience. The one that I'm driving is manual transmission. So let's see how this one performs. The 1.5 litre engine produces a max power of 101 bhp at 6000 rpm and 136 Newton meter of torque at 4400 rpm. The pickup in the manual transmission is pretty decent. The drive at city speeds are pretty decent. I'm at 60-70, so it's pretty nice. It's well connected, it's well planted on the ground. The steering wheel also feels connected. The suspension is nice, but somehow on twists and turns I do feel a certain amount of body roll. But when it comes to bumps, potholes and speed breakers, the suspension can take everything in its stride, so that is pretty nice. Indian roads, that's what we need. But also because this is an MVP, I would have liked if there was lesser body roll because that amounts to safety. For city driving, the fuel consumption is pretty decent. I can see 15 km per litre, but the company claims it's somewhere around 20 for the manual. So obviously it depends upon your driving style. The change of gear is pretty smooth, no lag whatsoever. This is 5-speed manual transmission, so I have enough torque throughout all gears till I reach 90 or 100 km. After 100 km, I really have to push the pedal to take that extra overtake on the highways or even on the hill climb. On the highways, when you're at higher speeds, illegal speeds is where you'll actually stop enjoying the car because you really have to push the entire pedal to get that extra overtaking speed. Although there is enough torque, but still there is torque converter, so I think that it helps in getting better fuel mileage. That is what we really need as Indians. We don't really care, and we don't even get to drive above 120, so I think that is fine. Okay, also now because this is on the higher side, so my seating position is pretty high. I can see for as far as I want to. The windows are also pretty wide, so the visibility is pretty great in this car. Like I mentioned, utilitarian purpose, whatever you need, whatever basics that you need, however not premium, but everything is sorted as much as we would use on Indian roads, so that is nice. The all-new XL6 comes in variety of colors, especially the 3 new dual-tone options for the ones who like bold statements. The base variant of the XL6 called the Zeta starts at a price of 11.29 lakh rupees and goes up all the way to the top variant called Alpha Plus automatic transmission with dual tone colors is priced at 14.55 lakh rupees. This is a manual transmission that we reviewed. This is priced at 12.89 lakh rupees. I know the pricing is sort of decent, not too high, not too low. And after driving this car for some time, I can definitely say that this is an upgrade of the premium version. It definitely looks more aggressive, has a bolder stance. The shoulder lines are much cleaner and looks pretty premium, especially with all the chrome bits. Technology has been upgraded, but not so much so as compared to 2022 standards. But the car is much safer than before. I really love the platform of the car that it is built on. So if you consider safety, looks, it is a good car. Driving wise, not so much. This is not an enthusiast drive, but this is a family car. It is spacious. You can take your whole family for quick weekends and drive around the city. City drive is pretty nice. So in the end, I would say this car is for a good family ride in and around the city, not for enthusiasts. Also, this is Maruti, so you know the extra warranties and the mileage that you get. It is worth it.